Alrighty, hey guys, ZenAku here again, and we're going to be doing a recap of the patch notes that are actually coming out tomorrow. Some really interesting things like new champions, new weapon skins, and of course a new map as well, so we'll just get straight into it. First off, there's just some Christmassy stuff. Apparently every champion gets a vanity hat, which could look really funny, profile icons, nameplates. I think what's interesting in this one is that there's animated champion shaders. I'm interested to see like what that's going to be like. Weapon shaders for each weapon, and I think that's pretty much it. And then just bundles to actually buy those weapon shaders for those weapons. And they've actually changed the maps a little bit to be more Christmassy. Anyway, going straight into one of the most important things, they've actually added a new champion, which is Keel. Here we can see his stats: health 175. Base starting armor 50 with a max of 125. I'm interested to see because I know they've actually changed the stacks. If when someone picks up a big armor, will he actually increase to 225 or will it just be straight to 200? But I can see why they've done this because as you can see, his max speed is 480, which means that a champion that's going to be that slow is going to need to have a higher stack, and that obviously goes really well with his ability, which is Grenade Swarm Keel. He can store up to 5 grenades at a time, which will bounce off environment, detonating a few seconds later and inflicting splash damage. Direct hits deal 75 per grenade, and each grenade refreshes on a 10-second cooldown. So I'm interested to see how that's actually going to look in-game, but I definitely think that it's going to be relevant on maps like Blood Run, and it's hard to say, but because Corrupted and Sarnath are much more, they're open maps, so it's hard to actually use the grenades to bounce where you want them to go, but really it's more about area denial, and I think maps like Blood Run definitely is going to be extremely important. He's going to be hard to stop. And they've also got a Galena-esque kind of thing going on here as well, where you pick up any ammo box and it gets reduced by 5%. The new map, which is Vial of Penath, I think I've even pronounced that correctly anyway. Now, apparently this map, a lot of teleporters, and they say that it has more verticality, which we'll go over how they've actually changed some other things as well. But they've on this map there's no actually any rocket ammo box, and there's only actually one rocket launcher, which means that rockets in general are just going to be, if you go for it, it's going to be more dangerous. And on top of that, champions like Visor are actually going to be really more critical because when you use that wall hack ability, you're able to utilize rockets better than your opponent. You don't have to go for it more often. Plus the speed boost on how they've actually done for all the champions is going to be really important as well. Really excited for this one. They have the new Quake 4 weapon, the Violator, or the Quake 4 railgun. If you haven't actually seen that, go YouTube the Quake 4 railgun. It's actually really fucking cool. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Additional features, this is where it gets really interesting too. New ranked play and leaderboards for duel. I think this is going to be really good for everybody just to see how they go against each other. Crosshair customization. I think really this is really important too. I mean, the crosshair at the moment, I don't necessarily mind it, but I think at the moment it's just a little bit too small. And obviously on certain characters and certain shaders you can't even fucking see what you're looking at, so that's obviously a nice thing to have. 40 different crosshairs, and you can have a slider to choose what color you like. Fantastic. We'll go with pink or something. Actually, I don't even know if that's good, but it'll just be kind of cool. Chests and reliquaries now have guaranteed rarities, because before you get fucking commons, which is ridiculous. Chests reward at least 1 item of rare quality and above. Reliquaries reward at least 1 item of epic quality and above. That's cool. Rune challenge animated champion shaders. Okay, so they've actually changed the rune shaders that you actually, when you complete the page, because the shaders are actually, they're not bad, but they're, they could be a little bit nicer, so I like the idea what they've done for that. Each champion now has 5 new animated shaders, which you can earn completing by 1 of the 4 Elgod. That's about that. FPS limiter, which is really good for matching your monitor refresh rate with your FPS, which obviously just has a better sync. Of course, I definitely recommend if you can get a 240Hz monitor and 240 FPS. Trust me, I was playing it at tournaments, it's actually really, really nice. I really need to upgrade because I'm only running 144. And now we go into the balance changes. So all champions, +5 starting health points, +5 max armor points. Champions will now gain some speed by holding forward, except Visor is too stubborn and set in his ways. Okay, so maybe actually Visor is still like that, but he can accelerate really fast still. Forward acceleration to Anarchy, increasing his base speed 310 to 400, which is kind of nice too. I think this is, I like where this is going because they also made some changes to the LG, and we'll talk about how the speed actually affects how the LG gets used. Bunny Hop added, increasing his base speed 310 to 500. Max stray speed is reduced from 640 to 560. This is kind of important because obviously like his Anarchy speed was an issue. It was to the point where like if somebody just you know, went past an item, it was almost impossible to fucking deal damage onto them. I mean, it should be difficult to hit damage onto Anarchy, but it was just like really ridiculous. Injection speed duration increased from 3 seconds to 10 seconds. Because I think what they've actually done, exactly what it says here, injection speed boost increased to 110 to 1.25, 700 ups. So it means that when he actually does inject, he can use it maybe more tactically and kind of, how can I say, you know, if you actually want to make an attack, you use it with your ability, whereas before Anarchy just fucking attack all the time and it'd just be so hard to hit. BJ, forward acceleration, again, like the other champions, Bunny Hop added. Dual wield rate of fire increased, and this is really important because BJ was kind of almost unplayable because of how good the other champions were. But I think with the double LG, which is now going to be 1.75, and how the LG just got buffed, it's going to be really strong again, and at least like he'll have opportunities to escape and maybe still have an input. Now I'd just like to mention now before we even go to the other champions, this kind of base speed is really important because depending on how the lightning gun reacts with the certain champions and the movements, in Quake 3 I think it was different, but in Quake Live there were certain things where if you used forward and strafe, then the lightning gun would push you back because of how the vectors worked. But if you walked directly straight into a room and someone lightning gunned you, for whatever reason your forward momentum would be so high that it would you wouldn't get pushed back by the lightning gun. And this is obviously really important because although you can get like mowed down by that, there are certain things you can do which are really important in Quake Live where you know, if someone just tried to like pin you with a lightning gun but you had like such a significant stack and you could just walk into an item, and it's those really like those subtleties, because again if you're like trying to side strafe and walk forward, then you just get pushed back, you just get demolished, and that's the end of that. So we'll have to see if that actually gets added. Clutch forward acceleration rate of gain increased, so you can get his 500 ups faster when he just holds down W. Dodge now resets after each landing instead of a timed cooldown. Yeah, I like that too. I think you can get a little bit random when you're like double tapping in midair, but that obviously means that when you're attacking from the high ground to the low ground, it can be maybe a little bit more difficult to chase people. Doomslayer for, yeah, same thing. Berserk has a shorter range to lock on the target. This is obviously like a really good addition, because, you know, let's say if Doomslayer was just chasing you, he could just fucking punch you from you know, a decent range. But this doesn't fix the issue, which was like the rocket punch bug, which was people would just fucking point blank you with a shotgun and just do like you know, almost 200 damage in less than, you know, 0.2 of a second. Although this might be fixed if you have like a, you know, the fact that there's higher stacks means that if he does do it, there's still a bit of a cooldown on the punch, but it's still going to be really strong. With that being said, like if you're really aware of that and you can see that you haven't really heard him on the map, you can kind of assume that he's maybe doing something like that. Galena speed boost. Is this faster than the other champions? No. So their max speed is all to 500 as well. So this is like strafe speed, and this is just like if they're running forward, that's the movement that they get to. And obviously this is really important because all the VQ3, Vanilla Quake 3 characters, they always had an issue where like even if they were out of control, you couldn't get to fucking items fast enough. And if like your opponent tried to catch you out, there would be situations where, you know, if you're playing a smaller character which was faster, you could get out of situations, because even if they guessed correctly, you can move so fast. But these vanilla Quake 3 characters were so slow that even if they guessed incorrectly, you couldn't even run away and they could still just chase you down, so it was like really ridiculous. Nyx, yep, acceleration increased the max speed to 400. Scalebearer, same as well, actually a little bit higher, 520. But max strafe speed is reduced from 500 to 480. Now I'm interested about this because Scalebearer has a thing where if you run into somebody, it does damage. And the fact that they've actually made it much higher makes me think that you can literally just like walk into people and it will do like 75 damage, which is like a nice addition to Scalebearer, but that could be really strong. We'll have to see. But then again, you know, you have champions like Keel and stuff like that where, you know, obviously if they're attacking you and they're just running into you, then you can just, you know, blow them up with so much damage, so it'll be really close. Another interesting one, they've increased slasher speed. Max crouch slide speed decreased to 680 to 600. I like this one because the crouch slide was already really strong. There were some situations where you use the plasma trail and it would just fucking set you so fast that you'd be almost unhittable, and it would just like, if you knew exactly where your opponent was, there was literally no opportunity for you to defend against that attack. Solag, again, speed increased. Bunny Hop increased base speed to 290 to 500, which Solag is already pretty quick, so we'll have to see. I think he'll be able to actually move even faster, so I definitely see Solag being really viable in this next patch, mainly because of like how strong his stack is. But at the moment, it looks like all characters are actually looking really, really good. And also even Galena, the fact that like the stacks are even a little bit higher means that the 50 HP that she gets from the totem plus damage capabilities, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to really utilize that on certain maps. Alright, let's have a look at the champion fixes. Crouch slide, first person hands animate. Yeah, crouch slide when first person hands animation, and audio can remain stuck after slide is interrupted. Yeah, I've had that as well, where it kind of like keeps playing even when you get like stopped by any kind of weapon. Fixes when some champions play ability animation sound effects after their first ability timer had ended. Yeah, I've had that before. Never really played BJ so much, I've never actually seen this crouch walk posture unnatural. Clutch mining laser's secondary ability, which stayed in the air if a player died while using it. Yeah, I've seen that where it kind of just keeps playing. Clutch's dodge could fail if he touched the stairs. Never really tried that. I've had it where he just slides though, where you double tap and he slides across the fucking floor. Doomslayer could hit his active ability while strafing backwards. Okay, I haven't seen that. Doomslayer activating Berserk while firing, slower weapons, delayed bringing up the fists. That's what you'd want though. You want him to have the delay while bringing up the fists because it was fucking ridiculous. Could play active the ability animation twice. Ranger is able to teleport after Dire Orb has exploded. Yeah, I've seen that too. Scalebearer's ability animation would break if activated right before landing from a jump. Ah yeah, where he just looks like he's running with his rocket launcher out and nothing really happening. Cool. Executor Scalebearer costume, Packlord Solag costume could be cool. Item balance, respawn timer of minor items, small health and light armors increased to 15 to 30 seconds. This is actually really important because it means those VQ3 characters are going to have a opportunity versus the larger champions, because the larger champions can obviously take more damage, and because of that it means that those middle health characters can kind of deal damage to them, and then when they restack up, it means the middle they have more of a benefit than the larger champions do, because obviously they'll trade less in those fights. Improved hit detection for lightning gun is really important because the lightning gun was fucking broken in the previous patch, where it would do like almost double damage. It was like a BJ, everybody was fucking like BJ lightning gun or something. But hopefully this is going to change it a lot, because at the moment people are just running into rooms not getting punished, and if you don't hit the rocket, then you know they just dominate you because they're the one that's playing the aggressive. Whereas this is really like the, how can I say, the weapon that punished people for being aggressive and doing stuff that really shouldn't work. Decreased range of the gauntlet, I like that because it was still like a little bit actually fucked. Decrease the fire rate. This is also interesting because yeah, you could 150 damage somebody in like less than half a second. So I'm interested to see like how that's gonna work out. And also you can't like, because they increase the fire rate, if you do hit somebody you can't change weapon as fast, which is gonna change it a lot because you know, somebody like is at the teleporter and trying to gauntlet you, you don't need to have the gauntlet out as well. You can kind of still use your rocket launcher or any shotgun. It means that if they change weapon, you at least have that half a second advantage, which is really important. Gauntlet stops spinning after each hit. Never seen that. Gauntlet hit detection improvements. Some occurrences where LG bloomed heavily, I've seen that, especially with the Quake 1 lightning gun. Shooting a railgun near the geometry resulted in missing rail sound effects. Yeah, you just get shot and you just take damage, you don't even know what happens. Using scope on railgun and switching to another weapon did not cancel the railgun charge. So you could zoom with your LG and it would still have the 90 damage primed for the railgun. Fixed an issue on Doom shotgun for broken reload animations in first person. Nail gun hit detection improvements, fantastic. I think that's because of the hitboxes. I wonder if they've actually talked about the hitboxes in this yet either. Prediction fixes, miss hits after knockbacks. Projectile prediction fixes. Miss hits after knockbacks. I think because maybe some people still took damage and they got knocked back because of how the game was interpreting the data or something. Oh yeah, there was an interesting one where like the fire rate would increase because of FPS. And of course there's like just the way that the your upload would affect how you would lag in game, which is interesting. But they've obviously changed that. And obviously maybe some computer issues. I think that's pretty much it. And besides, it looks like just like some spawn and some nice things to change. Fix an issue, ruins the sign-up where opposing teams may spawn next to each other in sacrifice mode. Fix an issue in church where opposing teams may spawn next to each other. Okay, so just how the spawns were a little bit fucked. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Fix an issue where Australian Norway flags were unavailable. Fucking ridiculous. Dick move. No, just kidding. Alright. Well guys, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I'm pretty excited for this patch. I think there's actually a lot of things that are very good to be excited about, especially like performance fixes and the new hitboxes, which means like rail and LG is going to be a lot easier to hit and not just like shots going through people's legs. The speed increase, which means that champions are actually able to do something, like, you know, the faster champions are not just going to be the strongest ones anymore, and that especially with the health increase and the delayed pickup on items means that the middle health champions actually have a bit more of a reference, or like a stronger, they have stronger points in the game, which is going to be really cool. And I think that's pretty much it. It's going to be good, guys. But yeah, if you haven't already checked out Quake Champions, definitely check it out. This new patch is going to be really awesome. Yeah, you can even get it on the if you just go on the Quake Champions website and click download game, you can get that. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys in game. Alright, thanks for watching.